if you're with a guy that you like, do you want to have sex with other men?
No,
Assuming you meet a guy
I
that
mean,
you're actually attracted to and respect, you want to be with, would you want to have sex with other men?
No.
No, right? Now, if you were to ask a man, hey, you're with a perfect girl, do you want to have sex with other women? The answer is almost always going to be yes.
Yep.
I mean,
that
but
make sense?
it's like if I did have somebody, why is it more socially acceptable though? Like why do guys look at women that do want to have sex with other men? Because there is women out there. So like there's other women out there that do want their cake and eat it too, just as much as a man. But why is it more socially acceptable? Why is it looked down upon on women versus men?
So funny story. It's actually supposed to be you can't have your cake and eat it. That is from the Unabomber, but that's a whole other conversation.
Well, I know what I meant.
Huh? You know who the Unabomber is?
I know who it is.
Yeah.
It's just funny.
Yeah. No,
I'm
but
saying that
that's not
people
that bad. I
want
caught
to
him
have their
actually.
cake and eat
You're
it
right.
too.
Yeah, they wrote it, but it's you can't have your cake and eat it. But whatever, that's not the point. The point I'm trying to make is, I asked you earlier, right? If you're in a relationship with a guy that you like, do you want to have sex with other men? You said no, right?
But I'm saying socially acceptable. This is
gonna-
a personal thing for
But don't
me
worry, I'm
that
gonna-
I don't.
That's fine. I want to ask other girls, ladies, if you're with a guy that you like, right? Did you actually you're attracted to him? He checks all your boxes. Do you want to have sex with other men? No.
I do.
Well,
I am.
But see, why is it
I
that,
like, yo,
Yeah.
that she's a whore?
it goes both ways. It goes both ways.
No, only women can be. That's another conversation.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, so she's an anomaly. Most women, right, when they're with a guy that they actually like and they respect, they don't want to have sex with other
I
men.
usually don't want
right?
to have sex with other men, but I mean, I'm realistic. I'm realistic.
Okay, so she doesn't want to have sex with other men.
I'm being realistic though. Like it could happen, you know.
Yeah,
It could happen, but
I'm not saying that. You're saying because of like my desire. Okay. I guess not. I guess.
you scared?
Ladies, it's very simple. All I'm asking is, if you're with a guy that you like,
Yeah.
you typically don't want to have sex with
Typically,
other men.
no.
You don't want to see other
In
men.
a general, no.
All other guys are invisible to you. Fair?
Typically, I guess.
If you're like with a guy that you like.
If we're together.
Yes.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yes.
I'd be loyal, so.
Yeah.
You're right, you're
so
right.
there you go. But with men, we're not like that. We can have the best girl ever, and we're gonna want multiple women. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
So when you say, why is it not socially acceptable for women? Because that's your main question. Why is it not socially acceptable for women to have multiple men? Well, it goes back because it's not in your biology. Because you just admitted, if you're with a guy that you like, you don't want to have other men.
But
you
that's
want
a
that
personal preference.
No,
so.
that's a majority preference, and
Right.
that's the problem. See, remember how I said most of you women are really the same, but you guys think you're special? That's what I'm trying to say. Most of you, if you're with a guy that you actually like, you want to be monogamous. And here's the other thing too. Not just your it's not just your brain chemistry.
Well,
it's also
I want to be with other women though. If I'm with a man,
okay, but you don't want to be with another man is the point.
yeah.
So,
But that's
you're-
because men are dirty.
that's fine.
Wait.
But the point is that your biology also can't handle that, right? Like you can only
Because
be,
men are dirty.
no. It's because how many kids can you bring to term per year?
Right.
I mean, I'm not trying to have no kids.
It's just a question.
He's talking about biology. Listen to the
Wait,
question.
what?
How many children can you have per year, assuming it's not twins?
I mean, one, right?
Okay. So how many kids can a man have per year?
I mean, a bunch if he's with other women, yeah.
Yeah. So, in other words, eggs are expensive, sperm is cheap.
What point does that have?
Okay. The fact that it takes more energy for you to have a child than me means that you have to be pickier with men. Fair?
Yeah, but we're past our own biology though.
We're
It's
actually
like,
not.
we don't need to reproduce. It's like we don't have to be with people to reproduce. That's not the point.
His point is about biology. That's what he's talking about. He's not talking about.
Yeah, but you can use biology as a point, but like that.
Okay. Are you
away
aware of
from
the fact?
question.
Are you aware of the fact that like attraction isn't a choice, and the things you're attracted to a lot of the times are hardwired into you. You don't really choose. I mean, you can choose to a degree, but there's certain characteristics that just make a man automatically attractive to you.
I mean, not man. most
For
men-
example, you went ahead and dated a guy that was 6'7", that was a fucking bum. So the reason why you were attracted to him is because he is extremely tall. That is a very important metric that women look for when they date
Nah.
men. Despite the fact that he lacked in the ability to provision, you found him attractive because of his height. You tolerated her for 4 months and provisioned for him because he was a gross exception compared to other men being 6'7". So you dating that guy proves my point that biology does matter and women are attracted to certain biological traits that men have. Despite the fact that we live in a modernized world where sex might not necessarily transition over to children. So what I'm trying to explain here is that just because we've modernized and you have sex and that doesn't mean that kids are coming from it, it still proves that you look for certain biological traits to procreate with someone regardless of the fact that we live in 2025. So attraction isn't a choice and it's biological from thousands of years of hardwiring of human evolution.
Make sense?
So this is why it's unacceptable for multiple partners because women are not designed to be promiscuous.
Right.
A woman can only have one baby per year. A man, on the other hand, can have thousands of babies per year. But here's the difference. A man does not have as much sexual access as a woman. If we have sex with a lot of girls, we're doing doing something right. We make money, we have status, we're good looking, we're charming. We're doing something right if we're having sex with a lot of women. If you're having sex with a lot of dudes, you're doing something very wrong. Does that make sense now? Probably not, but
Listen.
but look, that's one of the benefits of being a woman. Like, no offense, you're not able to understand these logical concepts because and that's fine. But
mean-
women don't have to be competent. Like, women can be, no offense, like you and her.
No, but
you
at
guys
the
are
end
able
of
to
the
get through
day,
in life.
though, we don't just have sex. Like, we don't have sex just to procreate. So there, at the end of the day, that point doesn't make any sense. Yes, we have our attractions, but I also married a man who was fucking 5'5". So it's like you could say that, but I've had
Why did you marry him?
military benefits.
Okay. So provisioning. Thank you for proving me right
Oh
once
my
again.
God.
Yeah.
Provisioning.
Well, he was also my best friend. So,
Okay.
Bro.
So he still had to bring something to the table is my point.
but I brought more to the table.
And then you left. Proves me right once again. He provisioned for a period of time. You outgrew that. Oh, I could do better without him. And you left. It doesn't change the fact that this is what I'm trying to say. Like, women are resource extractors. Women don't provide in relationships. And if they do, it's only for a finite amount of time. Then you guys end up leaving. So again, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but a lot of women aren't that intelligent, but they get by in life, right? Like, you're able to have a living and live in a major city. She has a living and stuff like that. And you guys might not be the smartest cookies, but it's because you're women and you're pretty. You guys can get by. You guys, if I took your brain, right? If I took your brain and put it in my body, I'd be panhandling within 3 months.
All right.
I can't beat niggas up for money like you can. I'm not a woman.
Yeah, and you know what? There's a lot of things mentally that goes into that too. Like,
Okay, you're missing the point. The point I'm trying to say is if I took your brain, your intellect, and put it in my body, I'd be cooked.
Yeah.
But you're able to get by and do what you do because you're a
that's
woman.
what you think.
Can I say something?
Do you not understand that, like, you make money by beating people up as a dominatrix, which is heavily reliant upon you being a female in your sexuality? I can't do that as a man. So if I took your brain
Yeah,
and put it in
I
my
know
body,
you
you wouldn't be able to do what I do. I wouldn't be able. I wouldn't be able to do what you do if you
I
put
know.
your brain in my body.
I mean,
Okay, let me just be
my
blunt.
brain.
Let me be blunt about this. You're not that, which is fine. You're a girl. You can get by on that. What I'm saying is if I took your brain, put it in my body, I would be fucked. I wouldn't be able to make money because I'm not a woman. I can't sell my sexuality and make money. I can't be a
Just
dominatrix.
because I sell my sexuality, that doesn't mean that I'm not doing something with my brain too.
What are you doing with your brain?
I mean, I was going to school to be a plastic surgeon
Oh, why'd you quit?
because of COVID.
Okay, well, COVID's been
And
receased now for
I know,
months.
I know,
Actually, for
and
years.
I got more into making money a different way. I'm just living, traveling. That's what I've been doing. So I can't go back to school yet. I'm going back next year, but
Okay.
Well, there's online school. You could have stayed in school the whole time. You didn't have to like leave. That's just an excuse.
I mean, I be traveling a lot. Like,
All right, let me be honest. If you were not a female, you would not be having the opportunities that you have. We'll just keep it at that.
Ta-da.
I mean, duh.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to prove here. Like, you have the benefit of being and still making it through life. That's my point. I can't be dumb as a man and make it through life. Only women get the privilege of being sorry. That's like just the truth. It is what it is.
Coasting through life.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm giving you very
I don't know. I met a few.
well, they get punished for it. They sleep on couches.
Yeah.
Like you saw. Men get punished if they're women don't, right? So like there's consequences to being a moron as a man. There's none for being a woman. You're able to use your sexuality and kind of circumvent the fact that you're lazy or not that intelligent, whatever. And again, you asked me a simple question. Why is it socially unacceptable for women to have multiple men? I explained it to you, and that logical concept is difficult for you to grasp.
Because it's stupid.
It's the truth.
It makes perfect sense biologically.
Can I?
It's not stupid, it's the truth. It is what it is.
It's just like everything coming down to biology doesn't make any sense with the question that I asked because I'm talking about socially.
What that thing?
Yeah, but social norms are based on biological realities.
I mean,
Let me ask you this then: if biology doesn't matter like that, and sociological, social structures don't matter like that, or social stigmas don't matter, why don't you just run around and fuck a bunch of people? Why not?
Huh?
If social norms don't matter, why don't you just run around and fuck a bunch of people?
Because I just don't care to.
Why not?
Because I'm afraid of STDs.
Okay, besides that, why not?
I mean,
You have standards, right?
yeah,
Okay, where did then those standards come from?
myself.
Okay,
Really,
so you think
nigga?
you arbitrarily came up with these standards yourself?
I mean,
You don't think they're based on maybe biological realities and what you expect in the opposite gender?
not biological, no, because obviously, like I said, I mean, you said, oh, the 6'7",
All right.
but then there's 5'5".
You said you're bisexual,
There's-
right? You said you're bisexual?
Yes, I
Okay.
like women a lot more.
Okay, do you hold women to the same standards as men that you date?
I mean, no,
Who has to prove more to you to get a chance, a woman or a man?
a man.
Does not prove my point right there.
It does. I'm sorry.
That's a fatality.
Bro, like,
Just hold the L,
Like,
man,
how do you
hold the L.
not like?
Hold
bro.
the L. By the way, she's ready for her test.
Yeah, we're ready for a test. Okay.
She's ready.
Okay.
Holy.
All right, man.